Warning, there may be explicit language in today's episode. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to what is now being called Coaching Spotlight. Adjusted that because it makes a little more sense. You guys didn't see the episode because it didn't come out, but Coach Nolf, I'm sorry again for ribbing you on the show by saying this isn't technically an athlete spotlight.
He'll come back on.
He will come back on, and we're going to have a lot of guys on the staff on, so look forward to that. Anyway, today we have Edinboro men's basketball head coach Justin Jennings on the show today. Justin, thank you so much for coming on to talk with us.
Thanks for having me. Fired up. I was so pumped today that I even got a haircut this morning just to come on this podcast because I know how wide-ranging this reaches. So I'm fired up. I'm ready to roll.
Yes.
Awesome.
And we're going to pray to God that the audio works, that the lights work.
Well, this light already doesn't work. So
they didn't see it. They didn't see it.
We can eliminate that as a problem because it just never works.
Doesn't count. They didn't see it. Nothing's bad at. I'm kidding. The prompter's not on because it's not working.
Yeah, that's right. I am going to be doing this today because the prompter's not working that Mike uses.
And I'll be going off with my phone with questions, so sorry, Nathaniel.
Oh,
what do you want me
so
to do?
unprofessional, I know.
God.
Anyway, let's get rolling. So, Justin, you became the 12th head coach of the Fighting Scott men's basketball team on May 30th, 2023. You joined the Scots after spending the last 7 seasons as an assistant at Division I Drexel. Okay, I didn't know that. You played a key role in the Dragons' success, including helping Drexel to their first NCAA tournament appearance in 2021, their first in 25 years. The Dragons led the Colonial Athletic Association in scoring defense in 2023, behind back-to-back CAA Defensive Player of the Year efforts from Amari Williams. The Dragons' offense saw a marked improvement, recording the 3 highest season scoring averages in school history from 2016 to 19. Wow. The 2018-19 Dragons set the record for highest points per game average at 75.8. Drexel also had their 3 best three-point shooting seasons from 16 to 20. Jeez, a lot of accolades here, including hitting a school record 241 in 2019-2020. Holy cow!
Yeah, that's big. But real quick, actually, to start off the bat, the NCAA tournament that had been pretty cool.
Unbelievable.
That's an experience.
Coming to Drexel was such a unique experience because, if you know anything about Big Five basketball in Philadelphia and college basketball, it's the #1 city for college basketball in the world. So just being in a place like that where everyone cares so much, and Drexel just hadn't had a winner in a long time. They were close for a few years there. Bruiser Flint was an unbelievable coach who's now on staff with Coach Calipari down in Arkansas.
Oh, wow, okay.
But he was there a long time, and they had been close a bunch. They actually got snubbed a few years for at-large bids when the Colonial was really buzzing. But it hadn't been 20 years since we went to the tournament, and it was an interesting year. We were coming off of COVID. There weren't many fans in the stands and all that. So
yeah.
But we went on a run after many cancellations of games. We went on a run late in league play there, and just got hot at the right time. And what a special moment, doing something that hadn't happened in 25 years.
Yeah, that's an electric experience.
It was special. You guys are junkies, though. I don't know. I mean, do you know who the last Drexel, or the NBA player that was on that last Drexel team that made it to the NCAA tournament? Probably before your time.
Yeah,
Played for the San Antonio Spurs.
He's much more of an NBA guy than I am. So if
undersized power forward.
Oh, it's right there.
Won a couple rings with them.
I see his
Oh, wow.
I recognize his face, but I'm blanking on his name.
Malik Rose. And
Wow.
they had gone, I think, 3 straight years when he was there. So doing something like that hadn't happened in 25 years.
Yeah.
And going to the NCAA tournament in a city like Philadelphia was certainly special. And we had taken over a program that had fallen on hard times a little bit. They had won 6 games a year before we got there, so it was kind of a process.
Yeah.
But that year was year 5, and we had our guys in, our recruits in. They learned our system and how we wanted to do things, and it all kind of came to a head there, and we were able to make the NCAA tournament, and nothing greater than going to the NCAA like that. And and handle that.
Yeah, that's a great experience. I mean, think about recent memory about other teams that have had similar situations to that. You think about Duquesne beating BYU this year in the first round of the tournament. You know, being pretty much adjacent to the Pete, being by the zoo. You know, Pittsburgh's a basketball city too. You know, people show out for that. So I can imagine just an experience like that's got to be out of this world.
It was awesome. We had a really good team. Unfortunately, we got snubbed with our ranking. We probably should have been about a 13 seed, but unfortunately, because with COVID and cancellations and the way our league had handled some of the scheduling, we only played like 17 games. So
wow.
our rating went down, and they ended up giving us a 16 seed,
and
putting us up against Kofi Coburn in Illinois right off the bat. So now we jumped out to like a 5-2 lead and had a layup to go up 7-2. I tell people to this day, if that layup goes in, I think we got a chance to shock the world, but we didn't, and they end up turning around and spanking us. But but I'm going to stick to that. If TJ Biggerstaff makes that layup, I think we're going to win that game. So
fair enough.
You heard it here first.
Make that layup, TJ.
There we go. Alex, I believe you got the first question.
All right, I was going to say, I'm tagging with the first one. So we were just talking about your accolades and everything, and then a little bit in between. But how's your experience as both an assistant and head coach, particularly at the collegiate level? And with me and you were talking briefly at the beginning. You were at, did you say you were at Army?
Yeah.
You were at Army.
Yeah, don't say the other one.
Yeah.
It's a 4-letter word in our family.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't use that one.
So at the collegiate level, at the military academy, how did that shape your coaching philosophy, all that experience?
Yeah, I mean, I've been very blessed to have some great mentors. Certainly played my college ball at Penn State Barron under Dave Nyland, who's been there for a long time and has turned that program into probably the best Division III program in this area in Western PA. Just an unbelievable coach. He was on that John Beeline tree. Who had the success at West Virginia and Michigan. So he was in that coaching tree and played for him when he was at Lemoyne. And so a lot of those philosophies kind of came with him. But he is the best coach I've ever been around. And I know that's crazy to say. A lot of people don't understand. Like, well, you've been at so many different levels. You've been in the highest level of Division I. This guy is the best coach I've ever been around. It's amazing he's stayed at Penn State Barron for so long. So having a mentor like that I was able to learn from as a player and then coach there for 2 years while I was getting my MBA was unique, and we certainly have a close relationship now. That's why it's great being back. I can bounce more things off of him and do stuff. So having a mentor like that certainly got me started. I spent 3 years at Carnegie Mellon after that, which was a different experience. You're talking high academic kids, and Tony Wingen has been there forever and learned a lot from him and how to recruit high academic kids. And I went from there and had the opportunity to work for Zach Spiker at the United States Military Academy. And that started my 12-year tenure with Zach Spiker, 5 at Army and 7 at Drexel. And I really just, it opened my eyes about how to build a program, taking something that's a little bit less and building it up to something special and doing things that had never been done before. And he kind of just, the vision he built for our program has certainly helped me. You always have it in the back of your mind, you want to be a head coach. So to learn from guys like that and Coach Spiker and how to envision what do you want to become and market your program, have key points to hit on. I learned so much. So as an assistant, you're like, all right, when I get my own program, this is going to be special. So I was able to develop my own philosophy and how we want to do things. Certainly for us, when I got this job here, we're about chasing excellence over success. That's kind of what I want to do.
You certainly have a wider perspective. I don't think a lot of people realize how unique. Oh, it says I got the batteries.
I burned them out already.
Anyway, I'll just keep going. You'll probably pick up on my microphone anyway.
Okay.
But your perspective has to be really interesting because I don't think a lot of people fully understand how unique being at a military academy is, the way recruiting works, the way that all that stuff, the way that building a program works in comparison to just a normal program, Yep. It's different, and I feel like it gives a lot of guys come out of those military academies and go somewhere else, like recruiting almost feels easier in a way because you have a little bit more of a pool, you're not just going after a very specific group of people to recruit.
What's crazy is that a lot of the kids we recruited really don't know much about West Point and the academy when we first start talking to them. that first conversation that you have with the individual at the academy is like, well, they think, okay, I go to school here for 4 years, then you give me a gun and I go overseas and fight wars. Like,
Right, yeah, it's not how.
That's what most 17-year-old kids are thinking when you're recruiting them. So, it was definitely a process, but I think you really cast a wide net. That's kind of the first thing that opened me up to national recruiting.
Yeah.
Is being at West Point. I mean, we had guys from California, Hawaii, all over the country. Obviously a lot of Texas guys because there's a military presence down there.
Yeah.
So, you really learn a lot about recruiting and the different things you have to do, the different areas, but you really have to spend a lot of time explaining what it is to be at the United States Military Academy.
For sure.
But I think once you get, over that first conversation, you can kind of explain to them what a great opportunity this is to be part of something bigger than yourself. You get a degree in 4 years. You come out with a guaranteed job making at least $70,000 a year.
Yeah.
And that's guaranteed for 5 years. And some people make careers out of it, some people don't. And there's so many different areas of the Army that you can go into. It's not all infantry, it's not all that. We've certainly had some guys that wanted to do that and chose that path, but there's different areas you can go into. And I think a lot of our guys that we've recruited and coached there at the academy, they really look back and really enjoy their experience and how it set them up for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
We always said it's not and I'll say this anywhere, but it's especially there. This isn't a 4-year decision. This is a 40-year decision.
Yeah.
And I use that all the time in recruiting, but it's even more emphatic there.
For sure.
Yeah. So I got just to double check, Joe, is his mic good and everything? Okay. We just want to make sure. See, it's always.
I can start freestyling again like I was earlier.
Proof. We're witnesses. He was freestyling earlier. But yeah, I got the next question. So, being a Western Pennsylvania native, of course, now coaching here at Edinboro, how does your connection to the region influence your vision for the program and your approach to recruiting local talent?
Yeah, well, I mean, Edinboro has been in my blood since I was a kid. My father, Mike Jennings, played football here in the 70s, so I've been bleeding plaid for my whole life. And something about those bagpipes just give me chills every time I hear them. So it's certainly Edinboro has always been in here. Did I ever feel like or did I ever think I'd be the head men's basketball coach in Edinboro? Probably not, but the stars aligned and I was able to attack this opportunity. So, but with him playing here and being part of it and me having connections with at least some alumni base there. I remember growing up going to alumni games. They actually used to have a football alumni game.
Oh, yeah.
Full padded.
Yeah, full padded alumni game. Yeah. I did know that, actually.
Full padded.
Bring it back. Bring it back. Coach
I'll
Nolf,
talk
bring
to
it
Coach
back.
Nolf. You might get one play out of my dad, and then he might leave it, but he'll let you know he played that one play and tell everybody about it. So
We'll have a cold drink on the sideline ready to go after.
absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, so certainly, with my dad's roots here and everything, an opportunity like this coming available was something I jumped at. My wife, who was an unbelievable soccer player at Penn State Barron, she actually went to General McLean, which is right down the street.
Yes.
So, and her family's still here. So getting back in that region to be closer to family was important
that's
after being
awesome.
so far away from family for, at least 12 years, and whether it was in New York at West Point or in Philadelphia with Drexel. So, it was important for us to get back, and now being close to where we went to college at Penn State Barron. So Edinboro is a special place to me, and I've always kind of kept my eye on it. If it ever came open, this would be a place I would jump at, and certainly have strong ties, not only to the school, but to the area.
To the culture.
Yeah, exactly. You kind of know what it's about. But I also know what it's like to be a Western PA guy, and like I'm a Yinzer at heart. The tough blue collar work ethic guys. I just think he's not a whip your guy, so it doesn't.
That's what I'm talking
I'm
about.
I'm the only D10 guy in the studio.
Yep, Joe went to high school with me, so.
It's okay. You're not perfect, but
Julian, where you at?
it certainly helped me early on.
Yeah.
This year we were able to go out and get Evan Berger, who's a freshman from Thomas Jefferson, and he was part of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette Fab Five, which normally when you look at those guys, they're really highly recruited. And I tried to do research. I think he's the first Fab Five player that has ever committed to Edinboro out of high school.
Wow.
in our history. So we're pretty excited about him. But at least those roots that we're starting to develop back, early on here, and what Western PA basketball is all about. And you're getting those tough kids that want to be part of something special.
Yeah, for sure. So, Joe, just scroll down a little bit just so I can get this full question here. Yeah. Okay. So the aforementioned interview at the beginning, we recorded with Coach Nolf. Didn't air because the audio sucked. But one of the questions we asked him that we'll ask again, in your experience as a coach, how have you seen the role of mental health impact player performance and team dynamics?
Yeah, it's certainly something you can't run from.
No.
It's there, and the more you try to put your head down and ignore it, the less impact you can have on your players. So certainly it's there, and we're very cognizant of it as a staff and individual. But I think my goal as a coach is to give a positive experience to each one of our guys, and to give them purpose. Like, they got to have a purpose for what they're doing. You find when people are dealing with mental health issues, they don't know what their purpose is, and there's many different ways that can happen. But I think each and every player on our team needs to be uniquely seen by me. In a different way. That doesn't mean each player is going to play 40 minutes. It doesn't mean each guy's going to get it to shoot it every time. But they have to understand, they have to be uniquely seen by me and understand their role in the program. And if you can get them over that hump to understand their purpose, I think a lot of those things kind of go out the window, and they're committed to something that's special, and something that's bigger, and you can attack greatness. Like
Hey!
How about that? All right, let there be light. Wow, that was bright.
That's gonna
Yeah,
go.
it's a lot brighter on this stage when both lights are working.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think mental health is certainly an issue. I'm blessed because my wife is a mental health counselor.
Yeah.
And she has her own private practice and does that. So she obviously helps me on look at seeing the bigger picture with some things, and understanding, hey, you should probably look at it a different way. It's not always about this. There's a bigger picture. There must be something going on. But at the end of the day, you have to have relationships with your players. You have to have that direct individual relationship. It doesn't mean it's always going to be sunshine and rainbows and you're going to be super nice. But I think when you have relationships, we can push guys to do things in a positive way.
Yeah, and honestly, one of the things Coach Nolf and a couple players went on Critical Eye last week, after the Robert Morris game, and they were talking about that and everything like that. And another thing that I kind of realized when they were talking on the show is that kind of something about the mental aspect of any sport really is. Fredo was talking about how much more of a family the team feels like now, and that feeling of you can even tell at practice, even whenever there's moments where someone has a bad play in practice, you can tell the way that other players are getting on that guy's ass is in a loving way. They're not tearing him down. They're not doing anything like that. And I'm not saying they were doing that before, but I'm just saying you can really tell now that when those guys are getting on each other to be better, they're truly doing it in a loving way. And I think that's probably one of the most special things about our program right now.
I agree.
Is that it feels like this team is really, really connected in a way that a lot of teams aren't. So I'd say that's
it starts
a big
with
aspect.
recruiting.
It does.
And for us, we put a premium on people. We want guys that can dribble, pass, and shoot, and guys that can do a lot of things. But we recruit great people. We got 12 new players this year, so that's a massive thing. But the way our guys have gelled, in just 3 weeks, it's something I was very nervous about going into this thing with so many players. But you can see it, and the same thing with them. I know they have a lot of new players this year, and they're doing a lot of stuff. And
a lot of great young dudes on that team.
Yes,
for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But all right, last question before rapid fire. Though, let's see if I actually remember because we do after rapid fire we like to ask 3 things you're grateful for, but I usually always forget. So let's see if I actually remember it after rapid fire. But yeah. So a question we like to ask athletes is when we get closer to the season is what do you want to see the team accomplish? So, but this is also kind of like a 2-parter. What's your expectations for the season, and what do you want to see the team accomplish? Obviously, normally the answer is PSAC championship, but of course, for a lot of people, I feel like it could be different in other ways. But what do you want to see the team accomplish, and what are your expectations going into this next season?
Yes, certainly. We want to see markable improvement. But year one was a lot of building the culture, and those guys that committed to stay and the guys that we brought in, we raised the culture of Edinboro basketball, and I can say that pretty honestly. But now the year two is about, we've added some more talented guys, and I think we can do something special. It's no secret, we have not, the Edinboro men's basketball has not been to the PSAC playoffs in 6 years. We reminded that guys early. We start every practice, every workout, every lift session, every conditioning session at something 6. So it's 306, 236, something like that. So it's always in their mind. We have a goal, obviously, to make the PSAC playoffs, but that's not our end goal. Right, that's not our end goal. I think with some of the talented guys, we've hit on some of them like Evan Berger, and we got a bunch of guys that are coming over from 1 year. We have 8 seniors this year, and I'm trying to provide them a positive experience as well. I think we can be pretty special. I really do, and I like some of the stuff we see early on. I do not want to put a limit on what we can accomplish. I certainly don't.
Sure.
But we know we want to be, PSAC playoffs is a goal of ours, but that's not the end goal, and I think we can be pretty special and do something a lot of people are talking about, especially in this area and in the conference.
Yeah, for sure. But all right, rapid fire. We love to do this, and
Okay.
I already told Coach Jennings here that there's no blind side because we do not blindside the coaches.
Nope, we do not.
You can't.
I could take it.
You can't. I mean, we can if you want to, but no, we can't do that. We can't do that. But yeah. So first 6 questions is just generic basic questions, and
Yep.
we got some basketball questions after that, and the last one is a nice one, though he does know what it is. So all right, first one: Pepsi or Coke?
Dr. Pepper.
Oh,
it's the second one.
But
It's like third. It's like third.
Is that the third?
Yeah,
but
it's like third.
Diet Dr. Pepper.
Okay.
Okay.
Tastes the same, but
Okay.
Diet Dr. P.
yeah.
We still got to get a counter.
Yeah, I was gonna say we got to tally them.
I know I didn't answer the question, but I
No,
would-
you're
I
good.
would
No, that's fine. Yeah,
feel
no,
like I
you're
might do this on a couple of years.
You're good. Favorite food?
Buffalo wings.
Ooh.
Yeah. Favorite vacation spot?
Probably Outer Banks, North Carolina.
It's a nice one.
Okay. Favorite sport to play?
Other than hoops, probably football. Definitely football. Played it in high school, so miss it every day.
I think I know what the answer to this next question is. Favorite sport to watch other than basketball?
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
I'm going to the game on Sunday.
Are you?
Yep.
Oh, let's go.
Yep.
Let's go.
Favorite song?
My Prerogative by Bobby Brown.
Ooh.
Or
Interesting.
Poison by Belle Biv DeVoe. 2 songs that don't get enough respect in this generation.
There's a lot of those.
Yeah.
Favorite TV show of all time?
I'm going to go 2 routes here. One, Curb Your Enthusiasm is a classic. And then if we want to go a little different, The Sopranos.
Yeah.
Okay, Joe approves. Favorite movie of all time?
Top Gun.
Ooh.
I usually take darts for that one, but
No, that's a great movie.
Now here's the thing though. So it was kind of a little bit of a debate in my house. What's your opinion on the last Top Gun?
I'll tell you what though. See, here, I have to set this up a little bit. I haven't been in the movie theaters in ages, and for some reason, I got a wife and kids. You guys will know at some point. It's just there's other important things to go
there's
than going to the movies, right?
More things to
A
do.
lot of
Yeah.
people, people tell us all the time, you'll get there.
Right, but like Top Gun is my favorite movie of all time. So I was like, when this one's coming out, I'm gonna go, and my kids and wife just happened to be out of town, so I went to the movie theater by myself.
Saw
and,
Maverick.
Saw Maverick, and
I did too, actually. I went and saw it in theaters too.
I really enjoyed it, but I don't know if it was the movie or just sitting by myself for
In
2
the
hours
movie
without a
theater.
cell phone trying to comment. So there's a way to answer. I mean, it was good. It wasn't as good as the original, but I thought it was, after so long of a gap, I thought it was interesting how they connected some stuff.
I catch some darts for the favorite movie of all time as well, because people think that I misunderstand the question and it's favorite sports movie of all time.
Yeah.
No, genuinely favorite movie of all time. Remember the Titans.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Is it kind of crazy to have a sports movie as my favorite movie? I don't think so.
It's
but
a great movie.
It's
a great
fantastic
movie.
movie.
This is a good one. Advice for kids to keep their cool when dealing with referee bad calls.
For us, it's just have a next play mentality.
Yeah.
Project strength. Have a next play mentality. You're not going to change it.
I'll project strength.
The
I
more you
love that.
project strength, I
Yeah.
think, in situations like that, and you don't look effective, it's in the long run you're going to be
steeled and cool and
yeah. There's going to be bad calls everywhere.
Yeah.
I tell guys this, and I have a lot of friends that are officials, so that They know I say this. They all stink. So it's just you got to find the ones that don't stink as well. But there's going to be bad calls. Just project strength, get to the next play. They're trying to do the best they can, and move forward with it.
Hell, we haven't gotten much help in a couple spots as well. But.
No, I mean, I tell my friends all the time because I'm a baseball player and I still play club baseball for Edinboro. Like, obviously, you can get mad at balls and strikes, but that's the one thing that you can't change, though.
Right.
They're not going to change their mind.
Right.
Sure, if there's a play at first that you don't agree with, they might talk about it and you can maybe appeal it. But,
Right.
Balls and strikes, you can't change their mind.
What did you think of Altuve taking his shoe off to show the umpire that he had a spot on his foot? Did you see that? He got tossed from the game because he said it was a foul ball off his foot. He took his shoes and socks off. So.
Man, but yeah, I mean, I sometimes I'm not complaining because it's entertaining when people complain for the majors, but for my personal opinion though, it's you can't change their mind.
Yeah.
You just put your head down in the next one.
Now, everyone knows they're bad anyway.
Now,
just go with it.
Do you remember? It was I can't remember who it was against, but it was a bad bad strike calls in a row against Jack Sawinski.
Yep.
And Sawinski called time, and Shelton was just angry. Got booted.
Yeah.
Now if it's really bad, then okay.
Particularly egregious, especially because it would have walked in a run.
If the strike zone's here and the call's here, then okay, then maybe.
Baseball's a little different too. It's a long season.
Yeah.
There's certain times
Really
where the
long
manager
season.
has to show that he's sticking up for his players, and I think that's a role of a coach. So sometimes, you don't want your players to say anything. There are times that a coach may have to burn one and get a technical or do something to kind of change it. Sometimes it does work, but you got to make sure you're handling the right approach with it.
Yeah, for sure. And still sticking with Derek Sheldon should be fired.
Speaking of burning one and getting a tech, shout out Jeff Capel.
Bring back Jim Leland. Who cares?
Oh, yes.
All right, let's go.
All right, so next one. This is for entertainment and watching purposes. College basketball or NBA?
FIBA.
Okay.
There's some good stuff with FIBA. I'd say FIBA, as a coach, FIBA, because it's probably the most similar to what we do in college. There's different things in college. You can see some different things, good offensive actions. But I do like the NBA, but it'd probably be FIBA, college basketball, NBA. I do watch NBA, but it's hard to really watch it until the playoffs because with all the other film constraints we have, it makes it a little bit difficult. But you can watch some good stuff.
Oh, for sure. LeBron or Jordan?
Jordan. No question about it. Jordan, LeBron, Bird, Magic. Top four I've seen since I've been alive.
There you go. All right, last for the rapid fire. Who on the Borough coaching staff could you beat in a 1v1 pickup basketball game?
That's easy, Nate Cullo. Now, we don't have a big staff, so it's only one guy, but I could still take him. Just back him down to the post. It'd be too easy.
There we go. But all right, so I remembered the question after rapid fire. Normally I don't, but so we like to ask this people all the time when I actually remember, and it is 3 things that you are grateful for.
Yeah, certainly grateful for my family. I got a beautiful wife who's doing great stuff in the mental health world with her private practice, and has allowed me to chase this dream as a coach. Moving her away from the family and doing different things. I mean, it's been such a unique opportunity, and certainly my 2 kids. My daughter Avery is in 6th grade at Fairview, and my son is in 2nd grade, Easton, and his middle name is Jordan. That's why.
There we go.
But they're unbelievable kids, and being a coach, it's really hard because you have some time constraints, and you don't get to be at everything. Especially when I was at Division I level, it was hard for them. But the unique thing about being a coach is we have 17 guys on the team this year. They have 17 role models to look up to, and guys that kind of are about the right things and everything like that. So I think that's super unique. So so grateful for my family and my wife that's allowed me to do this and chase this dream. Second thing is my team. We've brought in, like I said, we brought in 12 new players this year.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's 12 people that have entrusted me with their college careers and college experiences. They're either leaving another situation that wasn't great for them and believing in my dream and what we're selling, or they're coming straight from high school and And I just think I'm very appreciative that they're giving me the opportunity to coach them and want to do something special. So I think that's great. And I'm appreciative of the borough, man. This is an unbelievable place. I have an unbelievable boss in Dr. Robbins, who
Shout out Dr. Robbins.
gave
She's great.
me this opportunity. Our athletic staff is awesome. Coach Nolf is the greatest. He's taken me in and been very supportive. Coach Wheeler, the women's coach, has been very supportive as well. We obviously travel a lot together. So the borough's been great. It's great to be back here. Obviously not being here since I was a kid with all the stuff, but it's been a fun 15 months. It's been a whirlwind. It's been crazy. We've had to add a roster quickly and then add a completely new roster the following year, moving a whole family and finding another house and all this stuff. But it's been a whirlwind. But I'm so excited I've made this decision and so fired up for what we can become as a men's basketball program here at the Borough.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Roll Scots.
Roll Scots, baby.
But Coach, thanks for coming on.
Hey, thank you guys.
Yeah,
this was awesome.
Appreciate it. It's always fun.
Anytime.
But so I plan on hopefully, and I say hopefully, getting this out this week, at least by the end of this week. So if I do that next week for episode 38 of Tailgate Talks, we'll have the Cavs PA announcer back on the show, Sean Pebbles. And then,
so excited.
And then Adrian for Athlete Spotlight as of right now.
What a
recording
show.
next week. So loaded show next week. So take it away.
Good night, America. Oh, shoot.